So, Off the Grid Nightmares is a show that exists, I guess. So recently, Stikbot Central finally announced the release date for Off the Grid Nightmares Season 2. After teasing it for literally months at this point without giving a proper release date, and the release date's literally just next week. I think that's horrible marketing, but whatever. I wanted to wait a bit before making this video so I can get closer to the release date, but yeah. So if you don't know, Off the Grid Nightmares is basically just a sequel series to the original Off the Grid that ended in 2018. And I watched it, when it came out, and then after I finished it, I never went back to it, because I didn't think it would be that interesting. I thought it was, it was fine, I guess. But I thought I'd revisit it because maybe it might be better than I originally thought. Spoiler alert, no. But let's talk about why. Well, let's get on with the review. Alright, so basically I guess we don't really know how long this takes place after the original. They literally don't show any time periods. So it could literally be a trillion years afterwards and we'd never know. But basically it's how the original one ended, with everyone being happy in the grid. And I gotta say, this animation, it's really good. I mean, I know that's basically something you can say with all Stikbot Central shows. The animation's really good. But yeah, the animation's really good. And then, oh no, it gets attacked by monsters. Where did these monsters come from? I know this is literally, in the first episode. A bunch of monsters just spawn out of nowhere. And it's, not really explained, at all why the monsters are there. Yes, it's from the Nightmare realm, because Off the Grid Nightmares, but still, these were never in the original. Because the Stikbot monsters were not out when the original one was airing. And then, it's so weird, right? Watching this, because it feels so silly. These monsters are literally attacking the entire grid, but then there seems to be, no one caring. Striker literally almost dies, and no one seems to care whatsoever. There's no tension, there's no drama, there's nothing. He's literally in bandages, and there's no mention of it, basically. Oh, I gotta say, though, that the voice acting in this is really great. I know they don't use, any of the original voice actors, but they all do a really good job. They sound similar to their character, but they give their own uniqueness. So, yeah. And also, the sets, they're also quite good. It's not as gritty as the original, which is okay. It's a bit brighter, but still really good. And here is a major issue I have with this series. There's no chemistry between Pixel and Striker. It's literally the same from the first season. Literally nothing has changed. They still talk the same, they still act the same towards each other. It doesn't make any sense. If you go back to the very first episode of the very first season of the show, this is how they always talk. And you would think, after that long journey in the original they went through, and they got married and stuff, you think they would act a bit different. But no, it's the same. Well, anyways, we see Striker's injured badly, right? And then the original, oh wow, this, I don't know, this kind of seems familiar almost. Well, anyways, he's injured, and he can still fight somehow? You literally have a broken arm and leg. How are you still able to fight? Oh, whatever. But then, oh no, Giggles comes in and he kidnaps Striker or whatever, and I don't know, but Giggles' voice kind of sounds similar. Hold on, take a listen.
Quit it. If I rep the
We can stay for 5 more minutes, Make sure that they're dead.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be a coincidence. I don't really know. So then, after Striker is kidnapped, we cut to an interrogation scene. Yay. Where Shift and Pixel have to interrogate the Goblin. The Goblin was never established they could talk, but then all of a sudden they start saying words for literally no reason. Oh yay. And that's revealed of where Striker went. They went to the Nightmare realm. Oh yeah, I can't wait to go to the Nightmare Realm. And then we get a bunch of flashbacks, which are recreated flashbacks from the original show, which I like the fact that they're recreated, and they just use the same one, because that would be very jarring. And then basically the plot for the rest of the series is saving someone you love. Oh wow, that definitely was not done in the original series. That definitely wasn't the plot of the entire series, and we're just repeating the same thing, but you switch the characters around. Well, anyways, and then when they're about to start leaving, there's like no one in the city, and it's like, where did they all go? There's no mention of them dying or anything. Did they all just leave and then never came back? Like, it seems so weird, because in the original, whenever I Stikbot went missing, that was like a huge deal. That's what started the whole series, basically, where Stryker went out to go and save the other Stikbots. But now, like, none of them care. Well, I mean, yeah, Stryker, but like, what about the other citizens? There were so many other there. Anyways, and then we cut to Stryker where he's kidnapped, and he just explains his spots out loud, I guess, like a narrator. Okay. And then they get to the Nightmare Realm where Pixel Shift and the new Goblin character, they have to get a plan in order to save Stryker. I mean, it's the most boring plan ever, but whatever. And they spawn in this mushroom sort of forest thing, like with water and stuff, and it's like, what? I know we're in the Nightmare Realm, but that was barren and stuff. We literally saw no water in the original one. Like, I'm not joking. There literally was no water in the original. So it seems sort of weird that all of a sudden they do have water here now, and it's not really explained. I wish it was. Well, anyways, the water effects are really well done, which is cool. And I'm sorry, but like, the characters, they make some like very dumb decisions throughout the rest of the movie or series, because I watched it as a movie. And their plots, I mean, their motivations make sense and all, but like, still. And then there's a scene where they get welcomed to the Nightmare Realm. That makes no sense. Now, I don't know how much time passed during Off the Grid Season 5, but I'm pretty sure Pixel at least spent like a good weeks or even a couple months in the Nightmare Realm. So like, is this not the Nightmare Realm? I thought it was called Off the Grid Nightmare because it's the Nightmare Realm. Anyways, and then we get the cliffhanger where they're at Stryker and they have to save him. And that's where it ends. Yeah, that's it. This thing is only 23 minutes. That is not even as long as the original season. Very short. Which is kind of a common thing with Stikbot shows now. Well, what did I think of it? Overall, it was worse. It was worse than I originally thought. And look, I'm happy this has a second season, because we've kind of been in a weird spot with Stikbot shows where there hasn't been a second season or like a sequel season to a show since Off the Grid Season 6. All the shows after that never got more seasons. You could say Spotlight, but I don't really count that because that's not a storyline. You could count Minute Crafts, but again, no storyline. Like, seriously, they start shows, they started Galaxy Defenders, no Season 2. Stikbot Portals, no Season 2. Stikbot Chung Warren Edition, no Season 2. It just got cancelled. Clickbot Age of Calamity, no Season 2. 5 years to get a sequel of a new show. That's kind of sad. But thankfully, Zingtanica is getting a second season, which I'm happy about, because I really like Zingtanica. And what do I think of this show's existence? I don't know, because it feels very unnecessary. Because this is a sequel to a series that was already overdone by 3 seasons. It was originally only supposed to be 3 seasons, but then it became 6 seasons. And of all things to go to, why the Nightmare Realm? Like, the Nightmare Realm is really dumb. The only reason it even exists is to extend the show. Like, seriously, the entire 5th season just was the Nightmare Realm. So, if the whole concept of your world that you're trying to expand is something that was made just to extend time, I don't know. You could say, oh, technically the Nightmare Realm wasn't created because of that. And yeah, I guess you're right, but like, we didn't really need like a whole season on it. And also a whole half season, because half of season 4 was basically the Nightmare Realm as well. And I just feel like this could have been like used better. Like, instead of having an off-the-grid Nightmare show, you could have had a great Stikbot War show. Because that's something we actually want to see. They literally spent the whole second season of Off the Grid talking about the Great Stikbot War, and we never got the Great Stikbot War movie, because Moonshine never finished it. Now, I know people could say, oh, it'd be disrespectful to do that without Moonshine's permission. I would be like, yeah, but also it's disrespectful to continue his show. So, I mean, you may as well. Like, seriously, it would have been so much interesting. Imagine, like, a free season series on the Great Stikbot War. Like, think about how cool that would be. Like, a free season story arc about the Great Stikbot War. Like, there's so many opportunities with that. But no, instead they go for this Nightmare show, which is basically just more Nightmare Realm stuff. Which, do we really need more of? Like, what more is to do with the Nightmare Realm? Like, they're not doing anything new. They're just adding more villains and stuff. Like, that's literally it. It's kind of just sad, because I was hyped when I heard there was going to be another off-the-grid show. I thought, like, oh, maybe they might do stuff with the Great Stikbot War. But no, just more Nightmare Realms. Well, Season 2 can redeem this. I don't think the show is bad in concept. I just want them to do stuff interesting with it. Storyboard kind of thing, like this animatic. I'm glad it's finally coming out, but it's just too long. Like, not too long. They've been hyping this up for like months, and they didn't give us a trailer, which is kind of strange. So I'm hoping the show will still do well. I'm pretty sure it will, but yeah. If you're wondering what score I'd give this, I'd give this a 4 out of 10. I can't give any higher. I'm putting it lower on the tier list than when I put it originally. Just disappointing even on a second watch. Anyways, bye.